Check 1 2, check 1 2, check check. Wow, that was not what I was expecting there. Sorry about that, guys. Give me just a minute to get these levels set, and then we'll get started here with some news. Yeah, DT, I know Disney went crazy. Okay, you guys, so thank you. Welcome to the new Aries Trading official YouTube stream channel. First off, just thank you guys for being here. Very glad to see you on here. While you guys, I'm thinking of it, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so when we start streaming, you guys will have all of that. This is where we'll be streaming from now on live. We'll also be putting out some content starting this weekend on this channel. We will also be doing hopefully a webinar on Sunday. I'll talk to you guys about that in Discord about what day it works. I'm thinking Sunday afternoon, where we can do like a Q&A. We'll go over some of the Celt stuff, some of the 1430 MA system that we use primarily. We'll talk about some of the overall market stuff going on here. I'll get more into that later. So I'm just going to go over some of the news from today. Obviously, the big news was to deal with the trade deal yesterday when China had come out with the backing off the tariffs for phase one, and then there was the whole controversy with we were not in agreement, and then it comes out later, first thing this morning, that we were in agreement. So we saw some drop in the futures overnight because of that, and then it's been creeping back up here. Now we're sitting at, as of now, 3083.25 on ES. That'll definitely be, of course, the same thing as yesterday, and it has been for the rest of the week. The back and forth chop, I'm sure. The big news overnight was Disney earnings. A lot of people were anticipating they weren't going to have a good quarter because their streaming service is coming out here, I believe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure I am, next week, I think. But I believe their acquisition of Fox was a huge boost to their earnings. Also, they had pointed out that The Lion King and Toy Story 4 were massive hits at the box office. I believe it was like 52% year over year, something like that, for earnings, which was massive for Disney. To be honest, I'm not really seeing a trade here on Disney today, which, unless you were bought in for earnings, would have been fantastic on calls, but I don't see a trade of it pulling back and giving room to run up, or a fade play on that. I mean, I could be wrong with price action. We'll have to see out of the gate. The other big news is Alibaba, ticker BABA. And I believe this is in retaliation to the trade war. They are going to be doing a public offering in China at the end of this month. I believe the last week of this month. They're hoping to raise like a $15 billion offering there. That's going to be a massive news event catalyst for BABA. I'm not sure which way that'll go here, but it's very interesting to take note of for sure. Amazon also, with Disney, has said that they are going to be offering the Disney Plus streaming service on all of their Fire TV devices. That's going to be huge for Disney again with this push. So any pullbacks, essentially, on Disney in the next week, I will be a buyer of Disney for sure on any pullbacks. I'm just putting that out there again. I couldn't say it enough. Looking at the futures here, gold retreated a bit down to, I think the low was 1457 overnight. We're back up to 1462 this morning on gold. Bonds are at a, I believe, 3-month high again. The 10-year is finally at the highest rate it has been, and I believe it's since August. Oil is down a bit at 56.13 as of now. Where else are we at on futures? I'm just trying to see what else we got on here. Individual names, obviously we talked about this in Discord yesterday with the Gap CEO stepping down, but they already have immediately had an interim basis CEO in place. Let me see. I know there's a couple more I had missing here. Yeah, Stamp for earnings. That's a possible fade on that play. They've been so beaten down, though. It'd be really hard for me to want to go in and fade play that one. What else do we have here on here? I know I had some more. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to look through the rest of my notes here. Yeah, so some world events. The Chinese exports are just crumbling again. They put out numbers overnight that were just horrible. European actually numbers saw a nice save by the German exports, which I believe it literally has saved them from a recession. And I'm not kidding. I think it was that bad over there. So they're hanging on the tails of the German export numbers at this point. again, the reiterating, the European Commission president does not believe that President Trump's going to levy the tariffs on the imported European cars next week. That's going to be another massive macro world event to watch, for myself especially. More earnings stuff. Nothing super huge earnings other than the ones I just went over. The events for today, there are wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. Eastern, and the Baker Hughes weekly rig count is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Those will be events that could move the futures a little bit at those points. World news, Michael Bloomberg putting in a presidential filing this week. What else do we have? GoPro loss, Monster, nothing surprise there. Planet Fitness. Zillow, that's right. Zillow was definitely one that, again, if you were in it, great job. Otherwise, I don't see a trade on that one this morning either. Technology on gaming news. Activision and Take-Two both slammed down and then bought right back up. Both of those, I think, it's still the Fortnite story that they're just having to compete with that. Even though Call of Duty, I think it was 100 million copies downloaded in the first weekend. Still not enough, to make anyone else a buyer of it, and myself included. I will be watching Activision though today to see if we can climb out of this little slump here. Booking was a super crazy earnings watch for me last night, watching that slam down and then just come right back up. To me, it shows weakness. That is one I will watch this morning for a possible fade also. Dropbox, Fastly, Mimecast, Switch, yeah. So really, Disney being the big story as far as earnings and movers and shakers this morning. The trade tariff keeping it down. We're now at 30.82, so we're only down 0.13% this morning. Again, like I've been saying all week in Discord, I think it's going to be another choppy day. It will be interesting to see if we can get something moving one direction or another. Yesterday was a trend day. We at least got out of those range days. So, like we were saying yesterday, you guys in Discord, don't fight the trend. Remember, cash is a position, and if you're going to pick up directional bias, give yourself some time, guys. Direction, not duration. Duration, not direction. You guys, I'm going to take a couple minutes here and go over some of my personal charts, and I will look at a few things right before open. So give me about 5 minutes. You guys stretch, grab some coffee, and we'll go over individual names before we get to cash open here. Thanks, you guys. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps everything, but plus that way you guys will know when we're streaming from now on, and you won't miss any of the other content we will be bringing, which we will have a few things this weekend. I believe Darth will have some content up. Myself, I will, and we'll do the webinar hopefully on Sunday. We'll talk more about that in Discord. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Yeah, booyah! That stamp play was just absolutely insane. I'm actually gonna pull that up and look at that, see if there's anything we can trade into that today. You guys, I'm just looking back through this stamp chart. I mean, as you can see here, we're all over the place. It's been so beaten up with all of the news over the last year. So I'm just trying to look at some old points here and pivot lines, and I actually redrew all this and erased everything. So I'm just trying to see where if we can get over. If we get over this 100 line, I mean that's definitely I'd be super interested in this. I mean, there's a massive gap here back from February, so that's just what I'm looking at here, guys. And maybe something long term, to see what we do today. And I might pick something up for like a month out here, up to 45 days out, looking back up to try to reach this 140s. Target one would be, but like a month out. Okay, guys, we got about 3 minutes till open here, so grab yourself a cup of coffee, do some stretching, get your head right, take some breaths, breathe. I'm definitely not jumping in anything right away. I will call out stuff as I see it here in real time. I will bring up charts as needed and necessary. But let's have a good day. And remember, cash is a position. And as I always say, I know it gets old to hear, duration, not direction. Okay, guys, 1 minute. So one of the first things I'm going to do here off open, guys, is I still have an open position from Google. Yesterday at highs, I took a 3 position short, so I'm going to be looking for some weakness. If it doesn't hold up there, I'll be closing that out. So that's the first thing I'm going to be doing this morning, and then looking for the next plays. So right here off the top, you guys, you can see we've got a low of negative 780 on the ADD, and we're ticking kind of like I said, chopping up and down here. So just be careful. Let's see if we can pick a direction here. Divergences still putting in lower lows, now down to 860 here as we're still chopping around. Exactly what I was saying, just watch out for this chop here, guys. Guys, I'm just looking at this Disney here, coming down to the upper Celt. Didn't quite touch it, but going back up. I'm getting long here on Disney after that bounce off the upper Celt. Didn't quite touch it, but it was close enough for me. Also watching this Roku, trying to get back into the lower Celt here. Looks like Shop's trying to regain some of this loss here. If we can get up into the lower Celt and above the 14, I would definitely be a buyer for that long short term. Roku still trying to push up here, up into that lower Kel. It'll be interesting to see if we can get up over that, where we at about 124.64 range here. And then the next is target would be 127. I'll see if we can't get the momentum moving on that. Shop still just climbing way up here nice and hard. Up about 30% on my Disney calls here. Hoping we can get back up to this pre-market target one of 140. I don't see that being in trouble so far with the market holding up. What else was I looking at here? I just had another couple. Yeah. BIDU still staying way up here over the upper Celt, looking nice and strong. AMD trying to make a climb back over this middle Celt here. Target one again would be 37, which is upper Celt for me. McDonald's showing some weakness, and with the cross here, hoping it can push up above upper Celt again also. I think I had... Let me look at my fangs on my other chart here. Looking the fangs looking pretty strong. Not surprised with the Amazon being the weakest, and Netflix. Google looking strong. I got out of those puts for a small loss. I was actually up 47% because of IV spike there for a second, so I got lucky. Microsoft chopping around. Facebook making a nice little run up here again after getting pretty beat down yesterday. Apple at all-time highs, so it's going to be really a lot of resistance in here, and a lot of people wanting to get out with profit. So there's a lot of profit taking going on in Apple and Google, both at all-time highs still. So we're in that range for both of those fangs. Let's look back at our futures here. Gold making a little bit of a push up to 1461. NASDAQ looking nice and strong at 82.31.50. Oil coming down pretty hard here, down to 56.09. The divergences coming up here. ADD now up to negative 535 from a low of 861. On the 1 minute chart here on ES, still looking like a pretty strong climb here. Sellers could not contain what they needed to last night, and I'm not surprised. That's what I was saying in pre-market. Is not a seller's market whatsoever. These buyers are just keeping this market nice and strong up here. Remember, guys, don't fight the trend. Do not fight that trend, especially on a day like today. You will just get your face ripped off. Go with the trend if you can, but don't chase. Don't chase. No FOMO. Yeah, I'm actually looking at silver right now. I'm looking at all the commodities. A lot of the trade uncertainty right now, keeping these all down. December futures on silver down 1.26%, copper down 1.25%. Soybeans down 0.16, corn down 0.13. Crude oil definitely leading the pack though at 1.64 and 1.88 Brent crude. Dow up 0.04, 1030 here. S&P down 0.02, and the Nasdaq up slightly here still. So, like we said, nice little chop day. Hopefully we can catch some trend, get a direction here maybe. Yeah, another big strong day from Tesla again. I gotta go way back on this Tesla here at these levels. It's crazy. We haven't been here in a while. Yeah, as you can see here on Tesla, we got a lot of resistance all throughout this range. This is where we were, getting pushed back up into all-time highs there at, what, 389? Yeah. QCOM making a nice push up here, staying well above the upper Celt. BIDU just ripping up here, nice and strong, up at 2.69% this morning. AMD finally popping slightly above the middle Celt there. Would take that first that target around the $37 area. McDonald's still not breaking down as far as I thought it was going to go today, but we'll see. I definitely still have that target of 192.62 there, so we'll see. Shop trying to get up above here's some resistance now, going to be running into that lower Celt, but we get above that and we got room all the way up to this 299 level, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I am not liking this price action on Disney here. I may step out for a very small win. If not, I'm going to be at a small loss here shortly. So I'm going to go down on a smaller time frame here and see. But it's just not moving like I wanted it to. Not whatsoever here. Yeah, just chopping everywhere it can, huh? I'll let it play out for a little bit, but my timeline, otherwise I've got about 7 minutes for the half-hour mark. Yeah, this Disney trade is really irritating me too. But like I said, I called it out pre-market. I even said that I didn't see a trade here today, and I wasn't forcing it. It came down right where I was hoping to, but it didn't move like I wanted it to. Yeah, Zarkon, I don't know about the Tastyworks margin futures thing. It's tricky. I'm not sure where you're at, but have you heard of or looked at Ninja Trading? They offer an awesome futures platform, and they also trade micros, which is really cool, especially to start off with. I really like the platform. I actually have it. You can see down here on my screen. That's what that is right there. Maybe here in a little bit or later this afternoon, maybe I'll pull that up and show you guys what it looks like. It's a pretty cool platform that I think it's overlooked. I like it a lot for futures.